Each-One normally kind of gets his looks, his points through the flow of what we do. We really try to establish Jawan. I think anytime if you have an inside presence like a Jawan Johnson, you try to get the ball inside, to start the game, to start the half, get the other team in foul trouble, get to the free throw line. There's a lot of little things, but when Each-One gets going, like that. I thought he had some looks in the first half after a couple of minutes where he really could have got it going, and just didn't look like he had his legs under him. But he had a great night, and it was good to see him, have a great game against Indiana.
On a night when records are to be enjoyed when you're old, but no one's ever started that many games before. Right. Pretty significant achievement for him to play for you that much. Yeah,
he's had a great career, and when he signed to come here, it's different when you get established and you have success. In recruiting, you still want to be straightforward with kids and let them know, you're going to have to come in here and you have an opportunity to play, but you're going to have to, fight to get that. But when you're in last place in the league, like we were, and you recruit a kid like Each-One, you can talk more direct about, the need to be able to come in here. And he was able to come in here, from day one and start, and just kind of established himself, and then never let anybody get past him. And has just had a great career, and hopefully the best moments of Jawan and Each-One's career haven't happened yet.
Do you see kind of a parallel between Hulls, those guys who came into IU when they were at the very bottom, with Each-One and JJ and all those guys?
Yeah, well, Hulls in particular is a guy that that we wanted to get at Purdue, and we recruited him for about 3 years, and your first instinct with a guy like Hulls is he just doesn't pass the look test. But after you watch him for a long period of time, he's just a winner. He's a competitor. He makes those daggers. He makes pull-ups. He makes threes. Just a good basketball player. And we recruited Derek Elston also, and I thought he was a guy that chased the basketball, score kind of an inside-outside kind of a combo forward. But those guys being able to, when you can go to a program and start from day one, and then work your way into kind of an all-conference mold, it really helps because you give that foundation. And then I think Indiana has got the foundation with a couple of those guys, and it just stinks because you get that foundation, then you get injuries, and it's hard. It's a very hard thing to do, and we've been fortunate, up until kind of this point, we haven't been able to lose a key guy until we lost Rob.
Matt, closing the first half on the 8-0 run, just how important was that in the overall, picture of the game? You guys were up 7, and then they cut it to 1, and then you kind of got that momentum back.
Well, the last couple minutes of the first half and first couple minutes of the second half are a very key time in the game, and we've had some great spurts at that time, and we've also had some times where we've let some things slip away or let somebody jump on us to start the second half, and I thought our guys did a great job of just concentrating in that period of time and getting stopped. Sometimes the ball's going to go in, and you really can't control that. But I thought we did a good job in that stretch of getting stops and being able to get rebounds.
Coach, can you talk about the timing of a couple of Each-One shots? First half, Indiana's ahead early. He comes back and hits a couple of threes. Second half, IU's closing. He hits a three. Can you talk about that and how important it was?
Well, anytime you can, answer when someone's starting to make a run, it definitely helps them, especially when they're on the road and gaining some momentum. Anytime you make plays in succession when you're on the road, you're going to quiet the crowd. And then when you make plays, you get the crowd back into it. So I thought Each-One answered the bell in a couple of those stretches and really helped stop the run. Obviously, you want your 3 points, you want your basket, but it's more important of kind of stopping the opposition's momentum.
In the last 5.5 minutes, they missed 9 shots in a row, 1 for 12 for the last 5.5. Was that them, or was it your defense as well?
Well, you're not around the other teams. You don't know in terms of fatigue and making shots down the stretch. It's not something I've charted with them in particular, but we try to stay into people and guard. It looked like to me, I always say athletes have something at the end. It looked like Will Sheehy had something to me. It looked like he got by some people, he got to the rim, he had a little pop to him. We try to stay into people. Indiana did a good job. They mixed up who brought the ball up the court, and they didn't allow us to pressure as much as the game went on. Normally, the team has one guy bring it up, and then we can pressure that. But I thought they mixed it up with it. We just try to stay into guys and try to get stops late in the game. It's something we work on in practice a lot. Not as much as making a play on the offensive end, but making plays on the defensive end to close practice, just like you would close a game.